Oftentimes in my professional career, I've been asked, what is my why? You know, what's that big reason why you do the things you do? And most of the times I respond back with, it's the fire in the belly, it's not my why. See, back when I was a kid, growing up in downtown Norfolk, I lived with a single mom, and we had a 3-bedroom house with 1 bathroom, and there was multiple generations living in the house. Not until I was in the 5th grade did I have my own bedroom, and did I not share a bed with my mother. So a lot of times people look at my success and where I am today and think it's always been that way. Well, let's dive in a little deeper and I can share my fire in the belly. Sharing a bed with your mom in elementary school has to be one of the hardest things because you don't know anything different. And then in the 5th grade, my mother married my stepdad and moved me across town to a place called Poplar Halls in Norfolk, Virginia. And we thought this was gonna be the best move ever. I was gonna have a family, I was gonna have a normal house, and it was everything that wasn't what I thought it was gonna be. Growing up, I was made fun of by my parents. I was joked. I was told I was never gonna be good enough to marry a man. And dinners ended with things going in the air. We've had Texas Pete down the wall because of an angry conversation. And I remember distinctively in the 6th grade, dinner ended with a knife being pulled out on my mother. Life was not always perfect, but it gave me the fire in the belly to create my own destiny. In the 11th grade, my mom left my stepdad and we moved back to Little Creek, where things were supposed to be home. At the time, I had no idea my mom had gotten on drugs. And really just thought this was gonna be the perfect world. Me and my mom doing life together, it was gonna be amazing. The day that I walked across my graduation stage in high school was the day that a family member shared with me that my mom was addicted to oxycodone and had been for a long time. That summer, I turned 17. I started college, and my mom moved up to Northern Virginia to be with her drug-addicted boyfriend, also her provider. I was in a home all alone at 17 years old, working 3 jobs and going to school for radiology. It wasn't an easy life, but I was able to keep the lights on and a roof over my head with the help of my grandmother, who would leave her leftovers on the front porch at night. So when I came home and I would drive through the neighborhood, I had 1 meal to eat every day. And I knew that I could count on that meal. So you ask me, what's my fire in the belly? What's my why? Because I will never live off of somebody else's front porch again. And it wasn't until recently that I've had to write my story down, and I've spoken it and shared it with many people, that I realized that I'm not over that story. I'm just in the middle. Any moment of my life, if I make a bad decision, I could end up exactly where my mother is right now. My mother is nomadic. She lives somewhere in Pennsylvania or Maryland, and at any moment, I can be exactly where she is. So my fire in the belly isn't just not to live off of a front porch, but it's to create a lifestyle and a destiny where I leave footprints that are a legacy for my family, not something that is a hindrance or heaviness for my boys. So maybe you don't have a story like mine, or maybe your story is so much greater than what I just shared. What I do want to tell you is that what you see in front of you is the sum of a lot of really cool women. So what I got to do with a childhood like mine is I got to reinvent what I wanted my end result to be. I picked women in my world that I liked things about. things that maybe I was attracted to, maybe the way that they were organized, or the way that they always looked like they were together. Or maybe I really liked the way that they interacted with their spouse. And I created the person that I wanted to be with these amazing women in my life. And if you are looking for that fire in the belly, or maybe you haven't put words to your story, let's connect. We will find the fire in the belly for you and make sure your 2024 and the rest of your days are working in a way that is of abundance and not of scarcity.